I kind of have a couple of questions. So, what you're really saying is the biggest ingredients that we're putting in on a day-to-day basis, we really have to be cognizant of those. So, if we're consuming a lot of meat, dairy, sugars, sweets, meat, lots of high inflammation causing meats, coffees, dark teas, these are things that are going to cause a lot of acidity and inflammation in the body.
I'm not sure. Here's the weird thing. I think, look, if you look at the blue zones on the Earth and you see what do people do in those zones to be healthy.
Do you want to, just quickly tell people what the blue zones are? I know it's a dietary thing and where people are studied and live longer and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so blue zones are like, I think, some places in Japan, Okinawa, I think, and there's a couple of places off Italy where it's hilly. I think, is Richmond a blue zone in Richmond, BC? But they live a long time, FYI, Richmond. But there's a place on Earth where people live a long time and they're very healthy. And people look at what do these people do? And it looks like they have different diets in different parts of the world. They're not too fussy about what they eat, but they don't eat fast foods for the most part. They eat, I think, the same way they've been eating for hundreds of years. They walk a lot. They eat together in groups. They spend a long time at lunch. They don't eat at their desks. So I'm not sure if we have to focus on specific foods or not. I think we just have to, like my in-laws have lived a long time, and they have no business living that long because they have lots of medical issues, but they're Greek and they have a Mediterranean diet. So we're always eating dandelion greens and Greek salad and fish and beans and stuff. So I think I don't know about acidity of foods, and I don't know, other people know more about that than I do, but I think avoiding fast foods, we didn't talk about smoking, but not smoking. I think coffee, I don't know. Tea, I don't know. The evidence is up and down with those, but I think so. The answer is I don't know the answer to your question.
Well, that's okay. No, that's good. Now, but you did emphasize a plant-based diet. So
absolutely.
So really eating foods that are, because I know meats can really tax they take a lot of energy for the organs, the stomach to process. So obviously a plant-based diet is going to be a lot easier on the digestive system. Okay, and that makes a lot of sense. So everyone's mentioning a lot of different products. One product that I wanted to ask about was one called Lakota. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the product.
I remember that from the 90s. I don't know much about it though.
Okay.
But I don't know about I don't know.
Yeah.
No,
It's a herbal product.
It is a herbal product
sold
used typically for
Costco and so forth.
Yeah,
I would invite you
arthritis.
to ask the makers to what the clinical research shows on it, and maybe leave it at that. So.
Okay, fair enough. And then sort of the final the question is, a lot of people are very big on fasting. Like eat 6 days a week, take 1 day off, give your stomach a rest, give your body a rest, give everything, all your organs a chance to rest, and it's supposed to be healthy for the body. I just wanted to get your sort of thought on that.
Many years ago, when people with rheumatoid, we had no treatments for rheumatoid, people were basically dying from the disease, they would fast them, and fasting is an immune suppressant. So when people starve, how do they die? And it's a terrible question to ask. When people are in places where they don't have enough food, how do they die? You ever wonder that? They die of infection because their immune systems are low. So one way that was managing rheumatoid arthritis many, many years ago was to fast people. Their immune system would be depressed a bit and they would stop attacking their joints. I don't recommend that now. We have lots of better ways of treating. I don't know about the virtues of fasting in general for health. I know my dad used to do that. So that's a good question. I don't know the answer to that one.
Well, before we go to the last couple of questions, let me just do a quick ad for SierraSil with apologies to you, but I've got a colleague here who probably wouldn't be happy if I didn't mention. At SierraSil, our goal is very simple. We want to help people be healthier, more active, and we think we have a great tool to do that, and that is with our primary product, which is SierraSil Joint Formula 14. As Dr. Sajani mentioned, we have research behind it. Most people get results within a few days. Our promise is within 2 weeks or your money back. And we really want people, if they didn't get results, to be in touch so we can give them their money back. We want people to have a good experience. And we're local, we're based in Vancouver, and happy to answer your questions at our booth, which is by the door. But our goal is just to help you be healthier and more active. And so that's what we'd like to do. And if we can help you on that journey, that would be awesome.